Hi, this is Deadman. If you're watching this video, I assume you're old enough to see gore, violence, swearing, and general adult content. If you aren't old enough, come back with some ID.
Or a fake one.
Ugh.
This world has been connected.
Dearly Beloved is always a win.
Hey! Is this how you wanted it? Xehanort! You want to fill me in?
I am.
Hey! Do you remember now, or... Wait. Did you never lose your memory?
That's not my name. I'm not Xehanort.
What?
My name is Ansem.
Opening up on Confusion and Chaos, we get to see the final moments of Ansem's forming of the Organization 13 by unlocking everyone's heart.
It still seems like he's an amnesiac, though. How can you be sure that he knows what he's doing?
Xehanort is playing 5D chess with time travel. He knows.
But how far could a raft take us?
Who knows? If we have to, we'll think of something else.
Riku, a storm's coming.
I know. The waves are getting steep.
We immediately have questions thrust upon us, since we know it didn't happen this way, but it's told in an interesting manner to keep you guessing.
Always leave 'em guessing. Always leave 'em guessing.
Nomura is a troll. I'm guessing he knows just how much the boss fight against Ursula was despised in the original game. Still don't know what's going on, but Sora and Riku tag teaming is always a win. They nerfed Riku's hair.
And mark my words, he will trouble us yet again. We must be ready. Which is why you, Sora and Riku, are to be tested for the mark of a true Keyblade Master.
Yes, we get to see the Mark of Mastery test again. This is the whole premise of the game, and I'm here for it.
No doubt you fancy yourselves masters already, but it takes years of training. Only a true master can teach you the proper way. Both of you are self-taught Keyblade wielders, an impressive feat. However, the time has come for you to let go of preconceived notions, forget what you know about the Keyblade, and begin your training again with a clean slate.
While Sora and Riku have fought major threats, Yensid is right. They need to be taught the proper way, especially since Xehanort has revived.
But that's a formality, right? I already proved myself. Me and the King and Riku, we can take on anything. Right, Riku?
I don't know. I think that in my heart, darkness still has a hold. Walking that path changed me. I'm not sure if I'm ready to wield a Keyblade. Maybe I do need to be tested.
I love that Riku has grown up from the boy who would do anything for power. He's walked a path that he's ashamed of, and it's actually made him stronger for it. He's able to take his failure like a champ and get additional instruction to be the best wielder he can be. His introspection is one of the reasons I adore him as a character.
Put me through the test. Just watch. Me and Riku will pass with flying colors.
Well, you're half right. In lieu of using the gummy ship, you instead drop into new worlds, having to complete a set goal in order to open the gate. The X on Sora's outfit does come into play later on in the plot. For now, it's a nice subtle camera hint. Since he's in a dream, Sora has to wake up. We get to visually see Neku using flow motion before we're even introduced to it. Traverse Town gets an upgraded logo.
Sora, right?
Instead of Final Fantasy characters being in the game, Square used another IP they own, The World Ends With You. I'd love to see more of Square Enix properties used in Kingdom Hearts. It has the potential of having tons of fun interactions. Crap, now I need to go play The World Ends With You again, and do a video on it.
What? Time out. Do you trust every total stranger you meet?
I mean, mostly? So, flow motion is pretty epic. It lets you zip around areas faster than ever before, plus it can be used in combat. There's a lot of applications for it, and they're all fun.
Hey, I didn't catch your name.
Dream Eaters!
That's a weird name.
Not me. Them.
The Dream Eaters are the new enemy this time around, and, you know, it's not that I can't take them seriously, but they're just so dang cute I want to cuddle them. Or at least Meow Wow and Komori Bat. Wait, did they introduce Pokemon in my Kingdom Hearts? Actually, I'm more than okay with that. It's a fun way to have party members that you get to actively choose.
Neku Sakuraba. That's a mouthful.
No, it's really not.
Reality shifts are another new feature added to Dream Drop Distance. Since you're in a dream, your reality is, well, shifted. It adds a variety to combat, and even though it was something that was done on a touchscreen before, it's been tweaked very well for console use. You can also pet and play with your spirits.
I brought you Sora! We had a bargain!
What's the matter, Neku?
Neku, you bitch.
Hey! That wasn't the deal! You said you wouldn't hurt him!
Don't, Neku!
Yeah, but he brought it back.
What? Why am I so sleepy?
Damn it, Sora, now's not the time for your narcolepsy. Just as Sora's clothes foreshadow what's going on for him, Riku's does the same. I really love that the camera lingers on both shots just long enough that it's inconspicuous at first, but on a repeat viewing you can pick it up right away. Also, can we appreciate we get another full campaign with Riku? I love the drop mechanic. It's a neat feature that lets you play as multiple characters.
There can be two of a world?
The world is as many things as people need it to be. The concept that we all live in the same world, that's just in our heads. Surely you knew.
Joshua being enigmatic is always a win. There are battle portals that can net you extra rewards.
Why am I suddenly so sleepy?
Maybe Yen Sid should have checked both Sora and Riku's medical charts before setting them on this mission. Narcolepsy seems like it would be very detrimental for saving the worlds. Instead of just putting in the basic Traverse Town, the 4th District and Post Office was added to have more areas, and as a nice playground for flow motion.
You mean you've lost your memory?
Yep.
Oh, sorry.
It's no big deal. You know what they always say. Sometimes memories just need a little help getting out.
Yeah, that's true.
Funny enough, Sora knows exactly what you're talking about, even if he doesn't remember.
What? You actually still trust me?
Of course I do.
But you know that I tricked you, right? That guy in the black coat? He said he could send me home. Me and my partner.
but I had to bring you to him first. Sorry.
No big deal. When it really mattered, you stood up for me. And besides, we're friends, right?
I'm continuing to just adore the hell out of Sora's wholesomeness. Besides, his best friend betrayed him, almost annihilating all worlds in doing so, and they're still besties.
You got knocked the fuck out!
The Dream Eater bosses are just as unique, if not more so, than the basic types.
I'm Shiki. How about you?
Riku.
Thanks, Riku.
Sure.
Hey, that's it? You chat up a girl and then just say, sure, and walk off?
I'm bad at this. Sorry.
Riku is awkward.
Look, it's not safe here. You should go home.
If it's dangerous, how can you just leave me here? Aren't you my knight in shining armor? Well?
Knight? You've got the wrong idea.
Oh my gosh, I was so just kidding. You get out much?
Flick Rush is a ridiculously fun minigame where you use your Dream Eaters in an arena setting and use numbered cards to fight. Strange. I feel like I've seen this before.
All right. Who are you?
Let's see. Yellow eyes, dark skin, and white hair. Who do you think it is? One neat thing is when the bosses are reused for both stories, they aren't really reused. In this case, the Dream Eater in Sora's side was more melee focused, and this one in Riku's side uses magic.
This city is overrun. For decades I worked to purge the city of those wretched gypsies. And now the streets teem with even more disgusting vermin that threaten law and order.
Well then, pretty sure I figured out how this world fell into darkness originally.
Oh, my dear Quasimodo, you don't know what it's like out there. The world is cruel, and you are deformed and ugly.
I'm sure it's just nostalgia talking, but scenes like this without the musical number accompanying it falls flat.
There's minigames to be played with your spirits.
Thankfully, you are every bit as predictable as I had hoped.
They played us like a damn fiddle!
Dear Quasimodo, I always knew you would someday be of use to me.
Rude.
Way to go, Quasi!
Quasimodo to the rescue. With Sora, you can use abilities in tandem with your spirits for big attacks, and with Riku, you take on attributes of your spirits. Just another little fun addition to gameplay that separates the two boys.
Even if you are not the prisoner.
Vanitas, oddly enough, only shows up in this scene. It actually makes sense since out of the worlds we visit, Frollo is the only one that's overflowing with negativity. It's a great mystery to keep you hooked since he's been beat well over a decade ago at this point.
Huh?
You there? Have you seen a gypsy woman?
Nope. Sorry.
Riku stands up for and helps Esmeralda.
Wish I could take my own advice.
Me too, buddy.
You're Ansem! Why are you here?
Damn it to hell. It's like seeing your ex when you're just minding your own business and she's with her new boyfriend, who was also her from the past. Also, she originally was a part of him, but then he tore his heart out of his body, and she's what's left over, making her heartless.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No idea.
Your best friend is never far.
Technically, no, since I'm in his dreams. Oh, wait, you were talking about Ansem.
So sad. The cost of yielding to the darkness.
You could write a book about that.
But I embrace the darkness. And unless you hurry up and learn to do the same, your story will end just like his.
I walk the road to dawn.
I love that Riku's able to stand up for himself to Ansem, considering that's still his weakest moment, and he still has doubts and regrets about himself because of it.
Master Frollo, he made me live inside the bell tower, but the real walls were the ones I built around my heart. You helped me see that, Riku.
I was speaking from personal experience.
I'd say you still keep a lot locked inside.
We all do that sometimes. There are just some things we need to keep separate from the world at large. At least until we have time to figure them out.
No, I'm not going to stop harping on Riku's growth as a character and the lessons he learns. It's incredibly important to him and one of the reasons he's one of my favorite characters in all the fiction. Riku's learned so much and has done everything he can to redeem himself a few times over at this point, but it's not enough. No matter what he does, he still feels like he has to keep part of himself locked away to protect everyone, and that puts him back on an island of sorts. He's using his experiences to make sure others don't walk the same dark path he did, and that's commendable.
Hey, Axel. You haven't forgotten.
Of course he's not. He's got it memorized.
That's me. Dylan. Alias. Evan. Yenzo. We're people again.
It's so cool to see the aftermath of Kingdom Hearts 2 showing us that through the course of our adventures, we've also destroyed the Heartless of the Organization 13, making them whole again.
Oh. Huh? Oh. What? This outfit? Hey, I know where I am.
Hell yeah, we get to go to Tron again! But this time we're visiting Legacy, the sequel, which means we get a brand new map and new costumes. Also soundtrack. You could almost say we got an upgrade.
Tron used to be a good friend. Together, we created this place, the Grid. It was something, man.
It was like bio-digital jazz, man.
Make certain the box's contents match what's on the label. Since you have been chosen.
Chosen for what?
You think this is the realm of dreams, but there you are mistaken. Data does not dream, cannot dream. This world is real. You haven't the slightest idea where you are, that you have already wandered off the path.
What do you mean?
The true organization just wanders in when Sora is in Worlds to mess with him and be cryptic for the endgame. In this instance, Xemnas drops the bomb on Sora that Ventus, Roxas, and Xion's memory still lie in his heart, and young Xehanort sets up the finale by telling Sora without telling Sora.
Combatant 13 versus Rinsler.
Still loving all the 13s that pop up through the series.
Oh, Tron!
We just got him back, Clue. Rude.
How hard can it be?
We get an updated light cycle minigame that's actually really fun.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Glad I get to fight more than boredom.
By the way, it is just the coolest that you can hack Dream Eaters on the Grid. Badass teamwork. I know it's more of a movie thing than a game thing, but I love how the ship turns different colors depending on the user.
Hey, Jiminy, what's up?
Who are you? You shouldn't be here, young man.
It's a bummer that Jiminy isn't part of the journey this time, but hooray, we get to see him anyway. The eyes following you is a bit creepy, so if we could not next time, that would be great. Monstro only to pop him for a finisher on the Dream Eater boss is factually hilarious, and I can prove it mathematically.
Who are you? Me?
That was unexpected, but it makes perfect sense that Xehanort would use Riku from the past since he was all about that darkness back then.
What?
Once you find your friend, Sora, you should come hang out in our town.
Definitely. See you in Shibuya.
This was supposed to be cute at the time, since that is where The World Ends With You cast lives, but it's looking like Quadratum is more of a literal interpretation of that promise. Fingers crossed we get to see them again.
Trouble happened. I was hoping one of you could help.
When did Sora get here?
Bravo, Riku. Why can't he be this quick on the uptake?
Because, well, it's Sora.
These two traverse towns separated by the portal. I was under the impression they were parallel worlds, but it looks like I was wrong.
Wrong how?
That's where it gets tricky. After you and Sora left, Shiki crossed the portal to join her game partner. Did you notice players have a mission timer inscribed on their hands? Well, when she got to the other side, Shiki had more time left on her clock than her partner. And when Beat's partner crossed over from the other side, she had less time left.
So time flows differently here and there? So what? That's true of any two worlds. Their homeworld would be running on a different time axis too.
Yes, I understand that. But if these traverse towns were parallel worlds, then time would flow the same in both. But it doesn't. Ergo, they are not parallel worlds.
You mean there's a past and a future?
No, impossible. The worlds are clearly separate. It's not just time that sets them apart. As you yourself noted, every world flows at its own pace, which tells me that for all their similarities, these are two distinct worlds.
Distinct worlds?
Yes, but this is all conjecture. It's like the same world imagined by two people. What does that tell you? That we're in
a dream.
There's a bit of foreshadowing for the ending. The Traverse Towns not running on the same time gives you a hint that Sora and Riku aren't necessarily visiting the same worlds, and why there's some inconsistencies between the two.
About time, yo!
Beat! What happened to your Dream Eaters?
Don't need them when I've got my game partner. And I don't need you!
Oh, here we go again. 5 seconds ago it was, "Where's Riku?" And now the act?
Whoa! Don't tell him that!
Beat looks and talks like a punk, but there's a heart of gold in there somewhere.
Yeah. He's come through for me, so I know what you mean.
There! See? I'm a... Rhyme? You didn't just call me a punk again!
Huh?
Alright, now we ruffled its feathers.
Surprisingly, goofing off so hard that an enemy gets mad hasn't come up before in a series that does these things.
That's one funny face!
I had given in to the darkness.
Riku!
How am I gonna face everyone?
Like this?
Hey!
What? I don't got it.
You and Sora would break your heads on this one.
What?
Seeing Riku smile this much, especially considering he probably hasn't smiled much in some time, is very heartwarming.
You big Santa!
Thug works for me. We all got a role to play, right?
Gosh, at least he's honest in a dishonest way.
Perhaps you should take a few moments to reconsider. Or does the Queen's life mean nothing to you at all?
I bet Mickey's regretting saving Maleficent's life right about now.
Face your doom now!
Axel to the rescue.
Axel didn't. My name is Lee. Got it memorized?
Oh, I mean Lee to the rescue.
Where are you going?
Stand back. Here goes nothing.
Hey, Goofy! That's the wrong way! You seem confused.
The Kingdom Hearts fandom wrapped up in a nutshell.
All for one?
And one for all!
Okay, fighting off a T-Rex Dream Eater is pretty badass.
Got any suggestions, Goofy?
Oh-ho!
You've got an idea?
And it might even be a good one, too. Hold on.
Sure, take your time.
Goofy is a chaotic force of nature, and I would have it no other way.
Captain Pete, by the power vested in me as a musketeer, I arrest you, mister!
That's a good one. Well, how's about this? By the power invested in my fist, I clobber you!
That was a good one.
How dare you thwart me in the nick of time!
I'd like to take this time to say how ridiculously broken Balloonra is, and I absolutely love the game for it. Oh yeah, we get a Fantasia-inspired world. Mickey, wrong spell! You weren't supposed to summon the shrieking bird!
Hey, listen, your magic... I gotta stop that. Mickey...
The Symphony of Sorcery logo is appropriately Fantasia-themed, and that's a win.
You already gave a ton of wins to it being a Fantasia world. Why are you winning it again?
In this instance, I'm gonna have Goofy answer that one. No, not that one. This one.
I'll fucking do it again.
Okay. I feel like Melody Catcher was a bit of a prototype for Melody of Memory alongside Ice Cream Beat.
So easily you sink into the depths of slumber.
Why are you here?
Beautiful world, isn't it? Almost like a dream.
Why are you following me around?
You really haven't caught on?
Young Xehanort is practically begging for Sora not to be so dense. He's all but telling Sora he's been in a dream this whole time, and not like he thinks.
Wow! The sounds are all joining together to make even more powerful music!
Dearly Beloved is always a win. Wait, didn't I do this already? Whatever, still counts. Having Fantasia, and specifically the Sorcerer's Apprentice music to fight to, is awesome.
Do you really mean you're gonna try and help me?
Yes.
Gosh, Riku. Something tells me you and I are gonna be good friends, and we'll help each other out a lot someday.
Recognizance.
The boy chosen by the Keyblade, Riku.
What?
It was yours first, wasn't it? But you succumbed to the darkness you could not control, and your prize, the Keyblade, passed on to Sora instead.
Strangely enough, this is one of the reasons I like Kingdom Hearts so much. Sora, the main character, isn't the all-powerful chosen one, but is instead the next in line. Whereas the character that was supposed to have the Keyblade first was initially an antagonist turned secondary protagonist. It's refreshing to see everything isn't placed on one character, but instead the whole cast is involved.
Your mistakes always end up being other people's problems.
Maybe so. But I'm here to change all of that.
Even even if he's unsure sometimes. He knows what he's here to do, and knows he's made great strides to accomplish that goal.
I don't know how you did it, but you really have found a way to trap darkness inside your heart.
Riku is the only wielder of light able to harness the darkness, making him even more powerful. That's even shown through gameplay, with him having access to Dark Splicer, Dark Aura, and a bunch of other abilities that are only wielded by him. Oh hell yeah! Chernabog and Night on Bald Mountain return! Making his battle unique and a lot less annoying than the first time, the battle is performed in dive mode.
He certainly has fire, so I suppose it depends now on how strongly it burns.
Fire puns!
How was that a win?
Well, they're talking about Lee, who wields fire. Ergo, fire puns.
I fail to see how puns are a win.
And that's why I'm in charge.
If we are running on the assumption Xehanort knew what we were planning, then he still would need to have been there. Back in the very place and time when the Destiny Islands were lost to darkness. Otherwise, Sora and Riku would have been beyond his reach.
Gee, do you really think it's possible Xehanort could have planned things that far in advance?
No, as a matter of fact, I do not.
But what if he did the same thing as Sora and Riku did, and he jumped through time?
For that to work, a version of himself would have had to exist at both source and destination. Not even Xehanort can transport his whole body across vast reaches of time.
Oh no. I remember Xehanort did give up his body. It was a version of him that was possessing Riku.
No, it cannot be. Could he be that cunning? Possess that kind of foresight?
Xehanort plays 5D chess with time travel. Literally. I love one of the more imposing things about Xehanort as a villain isn't just his sheer strength, but the fact his intellect is damn near unmatched. Anytime we come up with a plan to counter him, he's already on his third contingency plan.
What?
The secret boss this time around is Julius from Runaway Brain. I was not expecting this, and to be perfectly honest,
I'm gonna let you finish, but I just gotta say, this sucks for a secret super boss. Every other game that features one has been a hint of what's to come, and while this battle's cool and all, it's a huge letdown considering what's come before.
Yeah, what he said.
Wait, isn't this...
The best original world ever created for Kingdom Hearts, and we get to see more of the city? Yes. Yes, it is.
Oh, what's the matter, sleepyhead?
I know there's a certain someone who absolutely despises him, but I'm actually happy to see Xigbar back. He's such a cryptic weirdo, and I got strangely attached to him. Ooh, a little demonstration over Xigbar's ability to control space.
Hey, let's hit these plot points in order. Sora, Roxas. First, you must be wondering about your revised itinerary. Why am I here, not back home? The answer's simple. We brought you to this place, hijacked your little slumber party before it started, and ever since we've been both your companions and your constant guides.
Since Sora is as dense as myself in any social situation, Xigbar happily spells out that the organization hijacked his dreaming adventure.
Bingo! You were able to go back in time to just before your home became a sleeping world, only because a past version of you already existed there. And I can see, in the past, you already met Mr. Rope Guy. Yep, he was there then to make sure you ended up here now.
That's ridiculous!
It sure is. It's too perfect. Who'd ever believe it?
I know not everyone liked the time travel addition to the convoluted plot, but A, time travel has been in Kingdom Hearts since Kingdom Hearts 2.
What have we here? Well, if it isn't the cornerstone of light. Now we can take the castle from those fools, but we'll have to proceed with the utmost of care.
Oh, look at that. Time travel. That's way ahead of schedule.
Bingo. You were able to go back in time to just before your home became a sleeping world, only because a past version of you already existed.
And B, it's an interesting progression of the story that I feel is handled fairly well, considering time travel is hit and miss. Especially considering there's actually strict rules in place for it, and those rules aren't broken. Also, I'm a dunce and never noticed that Sora and Riku also traveled into the past until now. That makes the clothes and hairstyles looking similar to the Kingdom Hearts 1 models more than just a throwback.
Which is why you idiots never saw it coming. You thought you were off doing some kind of test, right? Well, test this. How come you're wearing the same clothes if you're already back home? You are not gonna wake up, okay? Look, there's no real versus dreams anymore. There's just you, us, and this.
I just let that play out because I love how Zigbar explains things.
Huh?
I don't specifically know why they were summoned this way, but it's badass.
Come with me.
Ooh, that's some serious imagery.
Yes. This was where it started. At this point, I still had no idea that I was talking to myself. He cast away his bodily form just to set me on the appointed path.
What do you mean?
That is Xehanort, reduced to just a heart. The being you and your friends called Ansem.
That's a hell of a predestination paradox. Xehanort was always meant to time travel, so he traveled back as Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, to tell young Xehanort about time travel, so it could happen in the first place.
You've been here many times. Your first journey, your voyage through memories, in the datascape, in your dreams, relived again and again, like deja vu.
Young Xehanort calls out Square reusing worlds. Being in first person is unnerving to say the least. The music isn't helping either. Mirage Split and Nightmare's End are Sora and Riku's reality shift for the world that never was, and teamwork across realities is freaking epic.
Are you what's trapping him in that nightmare? Cause if you are, I'm what nightmares fear!
At the start of your test, when you struck out from that tiny island, you saw me there dressed in a robe. Immediately you knew something was wrong. So without even knowing it, you dove into Sora's dream. And you became exactly what that sigil on your back represents. A dream eater to protect Sora from nightmares.
See, I told you that was important. Riku being a Dream Eater for Sora, even if subconsciously, is awesome, and explains why he's had their mark on him the entire game.
Ansem. Or Xehanort. You used to be a Keyblade wielder. But darkness stole your heart. And the Keyblade with it. Don't you see? That's half the reason I'm even on this journey. After allowing darkness into my heart, Am I still fit to wield the Keyblade? Even after locking you away, here you are, haunting me again. So I get it now. There's no point in trying to hold the darkness back.
At last, you see clearly.
You know, when I look at you, there's this memory that flashes back. A secret I said I'd keep when I was little. The main reason I kept dreaming about seeing the outside world was because of him. My journey begins here. And now, I'm going back to the real world. And then to Sora's side.
That is your answer?
Yes. I know the way. Consume the darkness. Return it to light.
God damn, Riku is epic. Yes, I'm fully aware that I'm biased, but even so, his growth is complete. He's finally realized he can use the darkness and not be consumed by it. He will be working in the dark to serve the light. To top it all off, he stood up to Ansem, the person who took over his body and was the original source of his corruption. Some visual foreshadowing for a plot point in Kingdom Hearts 3.
This could have been the other way around. Huh? But it really has to be you.
What do you mean?
There are so many hearts that are connected to yours. You're me, so you can feel what I felt.
No. Roxas, you're you. We're not the same. I wanted to tell you that you deserve as much as I do to be your own person.
I can't handle Sora's wholesomeness. Don't worry, buddy. We'll get there.
What is going on?
Words from an average Kingdom Hearts fan.
I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
Well, my heart was aching. That's why I kept going.
Oh, thank you, Sora's heart, for pushing him right into our clutches. Aren't hearts great? Steer us wrong every time.
God dang it, Heart. I thought we talked about this.
You know, right? Because you all have hearts. Axel, and Roxas, and Naminé, and that other girl. I felt what Roxas felt. And they laughed together, got mad, and they grieved. You have to have a heart to cry.
It's about time you noticed.
Indeed. A heart is never lost for good. There may have been variances in our dispositions, but a number of us unquestionably showed signs of a burgeoning replacement.
I knew it! This is one of the 2 times I called something in advance and was pleasantly surprised when I was right. Judging on how Axel and Roxas acted, I was never fully buying the nobodies don't have hearts. Instead, they essentially grew replacements over time and became mostly whole again. Also, damn, what a plot twist. Even though I had my suspicions, this revelation just blew me away.
Why did you lie to them and tell them they had no hearts?
Xemnas and Xehanort formed the organization for a specific reason. Round up a bunch of empty husks, hook them up to Kingdom Hearts, then fill them all with the exact same heart and mind. Translation? They were gonna turn all the members into Xehanort.
And so we get another huge plot revelation that will help lead into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Pity it isn't a side game, so a lot of the fan base had no idea.
But you, aren't you scared of just turning into someone else?
Me? I'm already half Xehanort.
Yet another huge revelation that also gave us the information of darker skin, pointed ears, and yellow eyes are the mark of Xehanort.
However, through weakness of body, weakness of will, or weakness of trust. Most of the original members we had chosen for the organization were inadequate.
This win is, again, for Paul St. Peter's unbelievably sexy voice.
Just stop it! You treat people's hearts like bottles on a shelf, but they're not! Hearts are made of the people we meet, and how we feel about them. They're what ties us together even when we're apart. They're what make me strong.
Duh. You're strong because of the ties you have with other people. As if the Keyblade would choose a wimp like you.
Damn, Sora had an epic speech going and Zigbar completely ruined it.
I know the Keyblade didn't choose me, and I don't care. I'm proud to be a small part of something bigger. The people it did choose. My friends, they are my power!
There's the epic speech, complete with everyone standing behind him. Warning, people are not actually behind him, and is in fact just a visual thing to accent his point. Still cool as fuck though.
As your flesh bears the sigil, so your name shall be known as that of a recusant.
God damn, that line goes raw as fuck. Also, vocabulary lessons from a bad guy. Where's the music win? I hear you all asking, when you damn well know I'm saving it for the final bosses. La Oscarita dell'Ignoto is a rearranged version of Darkness of the Unknown, and man is it good! All of Yoko Shimomura's tracks are amazing as per usual, but she really outdid herself when making the same song, but different. It's not a final boss fight until someone throws a building at you.
This isn't a final boss fight though. There's still quite a few to go.
Okay, Mr. Semantics, it's Sora's final boss. It's in the endgame, and are you really gonna tell me you don't consider this final boss worthy?
You've been on a path, one we laid out for you. That sigil on your chest is the proof.
What?
See, that sigil, the X. It tells us where you are at all times. You had wondered aloud before why we kept showing up where you were. It's because we need you, Sora. Or, to be more precise, we need what will be left of you. The 13th Dark Vessel.
Yet another huge revelation that Xehanort wants Sora as the 13th vessel. You would think it would be Riku, but as he's built up an immunity to the darkness, they had to make do with what was left. I'm a fan of this plot twist, and this also loops back around to the main hero of the story isn't all-powerful and immune to everything.
While I know this future now that I have lived it, returning to my own time will erase the memories and experiences I have gained here.
That's a nice addendum to keep the time travel from being too OP. Sora's heart being tied to Ventus helps him out from completely succumbing to the darkness.
Where are you, Sora? Huh? A Dream Eater! Is that where Sora is? How do I get across? Right. I get it.
Dream Eaters to the rescue.
13 Xehanorts? What is...
The real Organization 13.
The organization?
If that's not brown pants levels of terrifying, I don't know what is.
Stop!
Seeing Mickey cast the Za level of spell is no joke, and that's pretty damn powerful.
Mickey!
I said hands off!
That should also tell you how ridiculously powerful young Xehanort is to overcome Stop Za. Badass arena, badass battle pose and keyblade, and goddamn badass battle music. L'Impento Oscuro is a rearrangement of Dark Impetus, the mysterious figure seen from Birth by Sleep, and just, wow, I was not expecting this as one of the final fights.
You shall wander forever.
If you fail to beat young Xehanort in a timely manner, he reverses time back to the beginning of the battle for him.
He made it!
You!
Axel!
Axel? Please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
Lee to the rescue, with snarky attitude and one-liner in tow.
You're not supposed to be here!
Promises to keep. I'll always be there to get my friends back. What? Bad timing? You had your perfect little script, but you kind of forgot to write the sequel. Now, let's find out what happens.
Lee is just the best.
Why are you here, Axel?
No, I told you my name's... Whatever. Axel. Fine. Now let's get out of here.
Were we supposed to do that?
I think so. We are out of time. Neither the union of light nor darkness has been achieved. We must all return whence we came. But the gathering of the 7 and 13 is nigh. Let us finish this at the fated place, once your lights and my darknesses have joined together.
My sequel senses are tingling. Sora's heart is still sleeping from the true organization, so Riku dives in one more time to wake him from his sleep. Doing so has you tagging various Soras in his dream while Station of Awakenings pass you by with memories and Destati playing in the background. It's an awesome set piece for the final section of the game.
What?
As the final boss, you face off against Sora's heart encased in Ventus's Keyblade armor that's cloaked in a nightmare. It's a pretty badass setup for rescuing your buddy from a nap. The music that accompanies it is a bass-heavy rearrangement of Destati.
Roxas?
What is it that you're so afraid of?
Roxas? No. Wait.
What is the one thing you care about more than anything else?
Who are you?
Riku, what do you wish?
After diving even deeper into Sora's heart, you come across the 3 that are trapped in there. Roxas, Ventus, and Shion. I ask you questions similar to your very first outing with Kingdom Hearts, and if you answer them correctly, you unlock the secret ending.
What are you doing here?
Perhaps I wanted to atone for events of the past, even if no apology can undo the harm I have wrought. I felt that I ought to leave at least something behind. So I digitized myself and my research and hid them within Sora.
Diz continuing to atone for his mistakes, and Riku being the one to interact with him the most, is a nice parallel for the two characters, since Riku is the same. Even when it's a fragment of his heart in Sora, he still tries to correct the mistakes he's made by giving them the data that should help save Terra, Aqua, and Ventus.
Sora was the only one able to return to his human form without destroying his nobody. That is a statement to the love in his heart for other people, and the bonds that tie them together.
That's beautiful, and even if Sora wasn't meant to wield the Keyblade originally, he was more than made up for it by being the wholesome, lovable puppy he always is.
Now, why is it that you are here?
I kinda need to wake Sora up.
Don't tell me he's gone to sleep again.
Yeah. What'll I do with him?
What, indeed? Young man, I do not believe you ever told me your name.
It's Riku.
That cements the final part of Riku's journey to accepting himself as he is, darkness and all. When he first met Diz, he was ashamed of how he looked and what he had done, so he used the name Ansem to hide himself. Now that he's confident in himself, he has no problem declaring his name proudly.
Hey!
Sora gets wins for the Groucho glasses, don't at me.
This experience has revealed many hidden truths, and we must gird ourselves for the great clash with darkness that lies before us. I believe we need a new Keyblade Master, one with a new kind of power. Sora and Riku, you both deserve the honor. However, one of you braved the realm of sleep again to unlock the final keyhole and save a friend. Riku, I name you our new true Keyblade Master.
In yet another surprising turn, the main character of Sora didn't get the big title and win everything, showing that there's some growth to be had for him, and showing that our secondary protagonist of Riku is worthy of the title, and that he's made his amends countless times over.
Way to go, Riku!
Yeah?
I knew you were gonna pass with flying colors! This is just so awesome!
Gee, Sora, you're kinda acting like it's you that passed.
I told you Sora still needed some practice.
Sora being overjoyed that his friend passed and not really caring that he didn't is why I love the eternally optimistic puppy that is Sora. Also, Donald's gotta get that burn in.
I'll catch up with you in no time flat.
What? You want to be a Keyblade Master?
Yeah. I mean, I came here to learn how to wield one.
You?
Hey, thanks for the vote of confidence. You know I was gonna come swooping in, Keyblade in hand. But I just couldn't get mine to materialize. Must be in the snap of the wrist or something. Oh.
Wow! Just like Lee to be fashionably late. Also, I love the detail that it looks like a cross between Bond of Flame and Frolic Flame. It suits him well. You can dive into the credits and even unlock a special message.
There! Thanks! You're the best!
Sora going back one more time to train with the Dream Eaters is just the best, especially since they're waiting to dogpile him with cuddles. Ben's heart gets secondhand cuddles, that's why he's smiling.
To protect the 7 pure hearts, we will need 7 lights strong enough to stand against the 13 darknesses.
So we're missing one Guardian of Light. Riku! You're back!
That's right. Master Yen Sid. I brought you the guest you asked for, but you never said why.
Huh? Wow!
I have come to learn that you too can wield a Keyblade. I am glad you are here.
Yes! Kyrie's training arc begins! Dream Drop Distance, as with other Kingdom Hearts titles, pushed me to buy a 3DS. While it wasn't the 3 I was expecting, I had a blast with the title. We got to see new worlds and even got remixes of older worlds. The 3D was a gimmick with the game, but it could be fun to use at times, especially when dropping into new worlds. That's kind of where I used it the most. I felt like it was the best there. Granted, there isn't a lot happening between worlds. It's mostly back-ended like usual. That never bothered me. We got some great plot twists, like what the true organization is, the actual plot point of time travel, with its insane rules that make it balanced out, nobody's had hearts, and so on. This is another title that sets up 3, and to be frank, I like these titles that set up the main plot as much as I love the main plot games. The only real disappointment this time around was Julius. He seems random and out of nowhere. He's never shown up in the past or future as of writing this. So again, him as a secret boss, the only one, was a bit of a letdown. I'm aware 3 had some production issues, and knowing what I know about the story, it may have been difficult to come up with a secret boss, but I still feel very meh about his inclusion. The music, as always, is fantastic, with Yoko Shimomura leaning on the rearrangement of tracks more than she's done before, and honestly those songs are just as amazing as the originals they were based on. Young Xehanort's battle theme is among my favorite in the series, as well as Ansem's redone song, which I didn't really shout out, but it's still an amazing rearrangement, as well as Xehanort's. I'm loving the command setup even more than I did in Birth by Sleep, and I wish there was a way to get the insane attacks you pull off in the mainline action titles. Being able to use Dark Aura at any point, or Sonic Blade, was a ton of fun, and it can vary up the combat nicely. The graphics, as always, are great. All of the new areas look beautiful, and the old areas have been touched up nicely. I like the new character models they use for Sora and Riku, even if I'm not a fan of his present-day hairstyle. That's okay, 3 fixes that. In closing, while I hope Square stays away from console hopping again, I do hope we get more of these integral stories. They're fun for setting up major events. Dream Drop Distance had quite a few ideas, like the monster catching of the spirits, and especially the flow motion. And now for the Twitter section of the review. P-Boy says, I love the opening, probably in my top 3 CGI openings, and how just insane the whole ending finale. It's funny and peak. And I'm inclined to agree, the opening is really friggin' awesome to this. I just definitely remember seeing the 3D depiction of Xehanort battling Sora and Riku and thinking, wow, that's the best that Kingdom Hearts has ever done, it's friggin' cool. And yeah, the ending is pretty insane, and it's got a lot of moments and it's just hilarious. Chris says, I really like the ability to drop between Sora and Riku, but I like playing with Riku as his darkness abilities even more. And yeah, I definitely agree with that. I brought it up a little bit in my video, but I love how Riku's got all of his dark exclusive abilities, and that kind of ties into his character that he is a warrior of light, but he can harness the power of darkness for good. Jazz said, not my favorite in the series, but I did enjoy the story. And you know what? I did too. I love all the twists and turns that it has. I love that it set up a bunch of stuff that was paid off in Kingdom Hearts 3. And I just love how it's supposed to be one of these side stories, but it's setting up the major plot, and I've always liked when they do that. One Toxic Pixel says, I like Riku. No, but seriously, I like that we get to play as both Sora and Riku, and that the stories they each go through are a little different from each other. There's some cool and interesting worlds, and the music is again some of the best. Like Sanctuary is thumbs up. Very much agree, the music is, as always, top-notch. I love how Yoko Shimomura can take her past works and rearrange them into something completely new and almost unrecognizable. And Sora and Riku going through different stories is nice. It's kind of like the Birth by Sleep thing, where the world stories weren't super long, like usually in the main numbered titles, especially when you're only going through one character, the world stories can take anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour and a half, depending on how you're playing. But in something like this, the stories are a little bit shorter since you have 2 stories to get through, and that's, something like that's always appreciated. David says, I love that it's only called Dream Drop Distance because it was a 3DS game and they wanted to abbreviate it to 3D. I also love that it had some unique worlds, particularly Tron Legacy. You know what? I always thought that was funny too. I love how it was Kingdom Hearts 3D. and they had to do it because it was a 3DS title, and there's something about that era that just makes things magical because they would incorporate goofy stuff like that in there. And David and I kind of bonded over this too, but yes, any Kingdom Hearts that has Tron in it, anything that has Tron in it is just fantastic, because Tron is, there's just a soft spot in my heart for Tron. Lertha says, it's the best Kingdom Hearts game. It's the best Kingdom Hearts game. It's the best Kingdom Hearts game. It has Beastmaster mechanics like 13-2, one of the other best games ever. Story-wise, not gonna lie, I ignore the plot of Kingdom Hearts, but the gameplay of Dream Drop Distance is superb. Ran well on the 3D West. It's the best. Riku cool. It is one of the best Kingdom Hearts games in my opinion. Just for the drop mechanics, and again, I really like the way that you have your commands listed out, rather than just the straight-up action of the mainline titles. I've actually grown to like the command system a lot more, because then you get to execute your actual powerful attacks. Whereas in the regular ones, outside of 1 and 2, if using the limit form, you don't really get to use anything other than basic magic or basic attacks. I mean, you've got some of your combo finishers and stuff, but it's a little bit different than executing a combo finisher than to using like Strike Raid or Ars Arcanum or Sonic Blade or anything like that. Dr. Omega says it's a pretty fun game, but I have to admit the story from this point forward is very hard to follow. Yeah, it can be, especially when you factor in Unchained Key, the mobile game, and a bunch of stuff that Kingdom Hearts 3 has in it. It can be hard to follow, but that doesn't take away from how fun Dream Drop Distance is to play. Jim says, I really like the Dream Eaters and how the worlds didn't feel too samey going through them the second time as Riku and Sora. I said that a little bit earlier, but I'll say it again. It's very nice that when playing the different campaigns of Sora and Riku, they felt very much different, so it didn't feel like you were just repeating things, kind of like with Chain of Memories through Kingdom Hearts 1 worlds. It kind of felt like you were just slogging through your old stories again, but here it actually feels like you're having an entirely different story, because you are. Gamer says, the game is fun so far. Definitely enjoying the ending so far, and of course seeing the new worlds for a change. The best part of the game is the flow motion, where we want to be flying through the area. You know what? I cannot agree more. The flow motion is one of the best parts of this game. I'm a little upset that it was nerfed in Kingdom Hearts 3, but it is what it is. I remember back in the day, before I started doing videos and stuff like this, when the 3DS was basically all I had, I used to just mess around with the flow motion and the combat. It was fun to just zip from place to place and kind of see if you could tweak how fast you could beat your enemies just by bouncing off the walls and off the poles and stuff. Skull says Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance is fun, especially flow motion. Like, you can abuse the mechanic so much in Worlds, and it's interesting lore-wise as well. Pretty much same point as before. The flow motion is awesome, and it's very interesting to see how you can use that in combat. And all the extra bits of the lore were very interesting, like the new organization and the fact that all the organization members had hearts all along. They were just told that they didn't. Mr. Mojo says, this is such a good entry. Unique gameplay, story feels as important as a numbered entry in the series. The CG intro goes absolute dummy. Really sets up everything for Kingdom Hearts 3 in a fantastic way. Couldn't believe this is for the 3DS back in the day, and I love the PS4 port. And I love that as well. I love that. I really love that we have this kind of thing on a modern console, and it's not trapped on the 3DS. And, as I said before, the CG intro is one of the best in the entire series. I love how it sets things up for Kingdom Hearts 3. And the gameplay is definitely unique with the aforementioned flow motion, the Dream Eaters, and just about everything else that you can throw at it. So that's going to be it for all of the Twitter reviews. Thank you so much for participating, everyone. Thank you for watching, and may your heart be your guiding key.
I know the Keyblade didn't choose me, and I don't care. I'm proud to be a small part of something bigger. The people it did choose. My friends, they are my power!
I've fallen, and I can't get up!